What's up, everyone? So we want to know, what is tithe in the Bible? So as you can see, the first instance where we notice tithe happening in the Bible is in Genesis chapter 14, where it says, Abraham recovered all the goods that had been taken, and he brought back his nephew Lot with his possessions and all the women and other captives. Verse 20. And blessed be God Most High, who has defeated your enemies for you. Then Abraham gave Melchizedek a tenth of all the goods he had recovered. The king of Sodom said to Abram, Give back my people who were captured, but you may keep for yourself all the goods you have recovered. So, as we can see from reading these verses, that Abraham gave his tithe to a priest at that time period, known as Melchizedek, which the next few verses will also expound upon. Hebrews chapter 7, verse 1 says, This Melchizedek was king of the city of Salem, and also a priest of God's Most High. When Abraham was returning home after winning a great battle against the kings, Melchizedek met him and blessed him. Then Abram took a tenth of all he had captured in battle and gave it to Melchizedek. The name Melchizedek means king of justice, and king of Salem means king of peace. So, from reading these, we learn two things. Abraham gave his tithe to a priest, but also he gave goods. We read Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 23. It tells us how the Lord wants the Israelites to conduct and carry out this tithe and what it consists of. Verse 23 says, Bring this tithe to the designated place of worship, the place the Lord your God chooses for his name to be honored, and eat it there in his presence. This applies to your tithes of grain, new wine, olive oil, and the firstborn males of your flocks and herds. Doing this will teach you always to fear the Lord your God. All right, in this verse, this may be the only place where you may hear tithe and money mentioned in the Bible. 24 says, Now when the Lord your God blesses you with a good harvest, the place of worship he chooses for his name to be honored might be too far for you to bring the tithe. If so, you may sell the tithe portion of your crops and herds and put the money in the pouch and go to the place the Lord your God has chosen. Notice this in verse 26. When you arrive, you may use the money to buy any kind of food that you want: cattle, sheep, goats, wine, or other alcoholic beverages, right? Then feast there in the presence of the Lord your God and celebrate with your household. 28 and 29 says, At the end of every third year, bring the entire tithe of that year's harvest and store it in the nearest town. Give it to the Levites, who will receive no allotment of land among you, as well as to the foreigners living among you, the orphans and the widows in your towns, so that they can eat and be satisfied. Then the Lord your God will bless you in all your work. Notice how they're supposed to eat and share their tithe with those God designated for them to share with. Yahushua hammered down on this by saying, What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are careful to tithe even the tiniest income of your herb gardens, but you ignore the more important aspects of the law: justice, mercy, and faith. You should tithe, yes, but do not neglect the more important things. So biblically, tithe is not about money.